Good morning, good morning. I'm in full winter attire today. It's nice and cold. I kind of hate to do it. But I think I'm gonna have to go through these comments. Some of these are really old. I need to get a list going, Kitty, of possible problems. I'm still not sure if this one has been fixed or not. The beta patch didn't have that. Well, the live patch did. So I'm not sure if it was only beta players reporting that. We'll see. I need to open up the bug tracker too. See what's updated since last night. It'd be nice if it told who posted the last update, but error interacting with ladders, that's no good. Phantom Artificer. Clear 2.start. And right, so the bug watcher, bug tracker is fine. Let's start going through these. It doesn't do that. Charge not stunning. I should probably do this where I can open tabs up, huh? Gonna have to log in. Steam Guard. We'll give it a try. These are old reports. I'm pretty sure they're no longer valid reports, but we'll take a peek. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. Get terrain biomap. Wow, I got that just standing there. That's no good. This was shown up yesterday with when I turned. Thank you for the like, Jeremy. This here showed up yesterday, but procedural terrain 44. I thought it was just temporary. Index was outside of the bounds array. Where noise manager 341. Get terrain biomap 341. Vector 2 position terrain biomap. Either X or Z. This is for, this is the world encounter stuff that I was messing with yesterday. It's probably just that I messed up this world because I put some funky code in there temporarily that was not acceptable. That shouldn't happen to anyone. And it shouldn't happen anywhere that I haven't been while that bug was active, but it did save those, unfortunately, is all that's going on here. I'm just going to teleport home to get away from that, because that's silly. What world is this, actually? I thought that I was in multiplayer world. I'm in dungeon test. Oh, you know what? I'm still on beta, aren't I? Glad we caught that early. I forgot to switch back last night. Game settings. We do want to save those changes. This we don't need, but whatever, doesn't matter. We'll do them both. This is just, I merged branches there was all. Okay, let's switch back to production. And Unity will want to reload that. I'm pretty sure this is... Oh, he's... No, Errors trying to place foundations. I don't know what that's talking about. Dying in a cave removes your gravestone. This has been greatly improved since. Why is that a risk of getting gems, lagging in single player. Top slider. This is true. I'm just gonna try and burn through these, see if I can spot anything that needs fixing. This was fixed. Stages of a player. It's a long post. One thing I've noticed with many survival RPGs, the player gets to the point of developed base town player. Yeah, this is good stuff. Would be nice to What's the matter? Cat's freaking out. Kind of embarrassed to reply to this. It's so late. What's the matter, kitty? Let's see though. The distance-based difficulty provides near endless increase in danger if you are willing to set out to new grounds. I tend to explain that as one dimension of difficulty, and that I'm working on other dimensions of difficulty, in the sense that, for example, the fire plane will most likely require certain unlocks, progression before it can be accessed, but then to provide increased difficulty even beyond just its distance from the start. Sorry for the slow reply. Kind of the problem is like we could upgrade the world base level. That's not really true either. Didn't explain it that I'm working on other dimension to difficulty in the sense that, for example, fireplay almost like requires certain locks. And like I said, I know this really is not an interesting stream. Hopefully I can just go through these. Because this is part of my job, and I am here to be streaming my job, so both of these, especially with the crosshair to be more visible. I also have some issues regarding some of the text, but that limits my frame stamp potato system. This is something that people have brought up more than once, that being the crosshair. Let's go take a look at it. I'm not quite sure where it even is. There it is. And it's just a white dot. Can't really just make it a black dot. Did we talk about... Could do like a cross with like an outline. I can't even see it. There it is. I wonder if I can do like a shadow, which I believe is UI effects. That could be cool. What we really want is an outline, actually. That's interesting. Use graphic alpha. No. I wonder if that's gonna just make it really annoying though. Okay, we're in the multiplayer world now. I should probably delete those weird levels that I made. Dungeon Test and Vert. I can do that from here actually. All kinds of stuff in here. These were just for testing. Actually, Vert I might use now that I think about it. Yeah, we'll just leave them. Anyway, so that definitely makes the crosshair a lot more visible. But is it now annoying? Is kind of the question. Like, is that too sharp It's much more visible. Maybe I should make a setting for that. Let's check out settings real quick. I do have it set up a little bit so that I can add stuff on the fly like this. Let's say this is this. I believe it's adding that in as an action. This is kind of fancy stuff here. Button types, we're going to need to add one here for crosshair transparency. And this will allow us video settings. That should probably be under gameplay, to be honest. I don't have it set up to work for gameplay though. Scroll rect. No, we're feeding that in there. Row count is greater than 11. Anyway, we'll put it on video for now. If input fields button types, crosshair transparency, input fields, that's not what we want. We want to do add, what is it, scale, add float input. Input field, okay, input fields, add, alright, I was wrong. I haven't messed with this in a long time. If input fields, text ends with period, ends with 0, returns, float scale, ends with 0, that's strange. What if it's 10? Ends with 0. This should be equals. Right? Anyway. Float scale 1, try parse. Text out, scale math clamp. This is 0, 0, and 1 for crosshair transparency. Canvas scaler, this is not update scale that we're talking about here. Now we need to set up some of this. Settings. World, farming, harvesting, combat. I don't have video settings set up with this stuff, huh? World settings. Oh, that's understandable. Video, public static float, cross hair transparency equals 1, and we'll be setting it to that, and then we'll need to be grabbing a reference. Settings UI, who knows where the main UI is? There we go. Right above it. Player interface, main UI dot transform dot get child. We want to do overlay slash crosshair, right? We backed out of that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Overlay crosshair, and then we want to do... It doesn't like that. Get child. I want to do find, actually, not that, sorry. And get component, image, and I want to set the color. Let's just, we should probably grab the image. Image equals this guy. Let's take his color. Color equals image.color. We're going to change the color.alpha. Is it going to let me do that? Yeah. Color A equals scale. And then we're probably going to have to feed it back in. I don't think we can change it directly, is the only reason I did that. And that should actually let us do that. We just want to make sure that this is also getting saved, which is going to be under save settings, data holder, video, public, float, crosshair transparency. We'll do 1 by default. And if we're saving, we're just going to grab it from this singleton. Saving new, we don't need to add that there. Don't we have a load method? Save, load. Game settings dot crosshair transparency equals settings data holder dot crosshair transparency, but that is not enough. I think the UI loads that in before it adjusts everything. We'll just make sure that it gets called once. Crosshair transparency. I want to make sure that it loads with the current setting, which it's currently not. Let's see. basically this guy. Input fields. I'm not setting the rest of those. Is that acceptable? When does this actually get... See, now I've gone off on a terrible tangent. Who actually updates the fog button when he loads? Toggle fog. Crosshair. See, there's... Add toggle. T-on equals game settings dot fog. You can't just assume that it's fog there. That's why I'm looking at it. Do I only have one toggle? Is that why I'm assuming that? No, I've got 3 of them. Fog, anisotropic, and shadows. So that's not acceptable. We can check that with the button type. T is on. So let's do switch button type. Case, button types, fog. Then you can go ahead and do this. Break. And then we also have anisotropic and shadows, I believe it was. And then likewise down here. Input field. After we've grabbed it, what inputs do we have being set up? UI scale and crosshair transparency. That is the only one so far. So UI scale and crosshair transparency, no third. And we're going to be doing input field dot text equals game settings dot UI scale dot to string. I think though that there is a slide bar with these as well that needs to be updated. So we're not going to do that here. It's going to get set up when it gets spawned, which comes after the data is loaded. But what's the matter? What's the matter? Let's just take a peek. Hi, kitty. You're awfully needy today. What are you doing? It's just a number. UI scale 1. And the transparency did not fit in there. We'll have to fix that. Currently we are at 1 though. Let's see if I turn it down to 0.5. That does look more grayish. I don't think it changed the outline though. That's going to be a problem. 0.1 will make the white. Yeah, see the black isn't getting changed though. It should save actually every time I close the settings UI. So it should be saved as 0.1 right now. Let's just update it to handle the, what's that called? Outline, wasn't it? Well, that's nice. It just exists there. Let's do image dot get component in. No, it's on the same object, isn't it? Yeah. Get component outline. Outline dot color. Effect color. Is that all we need? Kinda need the keyboard though, sorry. Thank you. So yeah, we'll grab him after we finish that off. Outline, and then we'll grab his color too. Yeah, we should do another one. Color 2 equals outline dot effect color, and we will change color 2 dot a dot to equal the scale as well, and color 2 dot, or what is it? Outline dot color effect color equals color 2. And we should actually load in right like that immediately. Let's also update that row so that the name fits or scales automatically. Settings row float. Title needs to best fit. Font size maximum 14. There's actually some things. This works a lot better when you do scale 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, and then you change this up to be times 10. And you change these up to be times 10 as well. It makes the font much sharper. But yeah, we'll go ahead and leave it like that. And this will best fit it in there. Is that like crazy big? I feel like it is. I'm not sure font can go. No? Okay. So only these ones are going to be sharper, which is unfortunate. So let's go ahead and let's do that to here too at least. Best fit 0.1, 0.1. All font uses in Unity kind of need that, which is really silly, but lemon ginger. It's pretty tasty. My tea gets cold in like 10 minutes though. It's too cold in here. Let's see. So yeah, we're at 10%. Just barely see the crosshair there. Looks like a speck on my screen. Looks like it's dirt. Let's turn it back up to 1. And there we go. So yeah, and that's nice, you know. Let players do that however they want. It's not super nice that this is not, you know, if you try to put 2 in here, it's gonna not work. It'd be nice if that actually explained that for the player. But not a big deal, I guess. We'll see. Probably need to be updated someday, somehow, some way. But it's working fine and good and better now. Let's go ahead and add that to the change log. Cool. So anyway, I'm not going to reply to this directly again, but yeah. Thanks for the reply. Is there a way to skip night? There is. Would make torches. Would make torches much less. Have learned how to make your shirt glow in the dark. Maybe making equipment turn on torches. Should be one of these getting started tutorials. It's a good point. That's a really easy crafting start to. Craft torch as a tutorial step. Just write that down. 1 page down, disappearing limestone resource. Oh, the same thing disappeared to me today. I posted it in the bug reports. This was improved. Demo version planned. There's no demo for the game. That is correct. So Penfold and Ardell don't have Linux. We've got a current, you know, I showed earlier on the this guy. We think that he is Linux specific, and he didn't actually log in, so it's not going to notify him that I replied to that, which is a bummer. But let's see. Yeah, so there are other Linux players. I'm not sure if he'd specifically him. What's the matter, kitty? Meow. You acting like you got no food or something? You got tons of food. Can I pick you up? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't like getting picked up, I know. What's the matter? You cold? You bored? You thirsty? What's wrong? This topic is deleted. Whoops. Strength button. Files checked good. Strength keeps flashing. It does not do anything. Oh, he deleted that. I think he figured it out. Multiplayer dedicated server hosting in Linux can be found at home config, crafting folder, cave concern. I know there's intended now, but there seems to be a notable shift in perspective and player speed when entering a cave. It isn't game break or anything. I just thought I would point it out as I can't seem to find any reference to it. Like I say, this is 2 months ago. You're gonna sit in front of the keyboard again, huh? I kind of do want to reply to this, though. That's what I get for not looking at these for too long. Right in front of the keyboard, kitty. It's your favorite spot, I know. You're gonna purr to the mic? Are you gonna lick the mic? Okay, yeah. Why don't you sit on my lap instead of the keyboard? Yeah. Right. Win-win. Sorry for the slow reply. This is a known thing. The FPS in caves goes way up compared to outdoors, causing high DPI mice to react differently. The mouse input system is supposed to be independent from frame rate. Independent from frame rate, but it clearly is not. I've played with it a few times to no avail. Definitely have to revisit it in the future. Metal construction supplies, quarry help. Most of these are just people asking questions. This should be fixed with reload, and you can drop them if they're broken and some things. This has been fixed. Snowing in house. Let's go double check those settings. That is a problem that more than one person have had over the years, of course. And there are, and those might have actually changed a little bit. Good chance to double check that. Rain is generated by a system called Enviro. And weather collision quality. So we're going to mess with that. I'm going to turn the rain on. And somebody built something over here, so I'm going to go in it. And as you can see, it's not raining in here. Hey kitty, don't do that. Well, once in a while, there are some holes in the roofs here. So if I turn, let's actually look at the weather itself, which I believe is following the player. Nilaha, thank you for the subscription. Sorry if I got your name wrong. We're looking at heavy rain right now. Which I believe is in effect. See here, you can see all the particles it's generating. Now, you know, this breaks immersion when you look at it like this, but of course you can't tell in game. It does only spawn this around the player, and it does do it above them right at this position. So if you have a like 10-story high roof, it is possible, you know, your roof, if this whole area is empty, it will be raining into there, which I do understand is quite unfortunate, but I'm pretty sure that's not what we're actually talking about. What we're looking at right now is collision here. Right now we've got it set to medium, and via settings I'm going to turn that down to low, and it did change, but even then, see, if you turn it all the way off, then you get rain. Even on low, it doesn't. Oh, well, yeah, it does. Of course, the rain stops and the sun comes out while we're testing it. But still, you know, primarily, it's still only barely coming through, even in low. I tend to keep it at medium, personally, and you can turn it all the way up to high. So I want to say that either people don't know that that setting exists, or I don't know what it is about certain systems that would cause that to just plain not work for some people. But I'll go ahead and leave a comment. When it links in the buildings on my system, I don't understand what causes evidence of appealing on others. I just double checked the settings. There is a video setting for weather collision that goes from off, low, medium, high, but even on low, you're roofed. What's the matter, kitty? What? Being super needy today. But even on low, a roofed house is not leaking for me. Can provide a screenshot or video with their video settings displayed and water Or snow leaking through. Is it snow? Snowing in house. Along with their operating system. I can ask around. It's due to different video card drivers or hopefully user error or something of that nature. Note that rain spawns. Well, let's do double check some of those. What's up, Art? Nice. Thank you for the bug report. Happy to fix what's broken. So I wanted to look at, it looked like there were other particle effects lower down there. What's up with that? What's this guy here? Oh, meow meow. Is that the snow? Hi, kitty. You're awfully noisy today. That's near light snow. What is that? What's the matter? You're just bored out of your mind? Do I need to clean the cat box or something? I can see all of your siblings. Nobody's dead. So you're not pulling a lassie on me. What's the matter? You're just bored as heck, aren't you? For no reason. One day out of the month, randomly. Yeah, I do have some catnip. That'd shut you up quick. I think his pet meter has dropped to 0. Just needs to charge up some pets. Heavy snow has that too, that near snow. That's interesting. 'Cause that could be causing problems. Let me try, let's see. No, I can't turn snow on at this elevation. I wonder if we have any mountain villages that I'm aware of. Do you know of any mountain villages in here, Art? Desert. Surely there's there's mountains. Magical energy. Yeah, I'm on the multiplayer save. This is a couple months old, but this is probably one of your bases, actually. 66 kilometers. There we go. So if I get up high enough, this should turn into snow. What are we at? 1435. I think we need to be just a little bit higher than that. There's a fox biting me. Come on. I'm just going to turn my speed hacks on. Try to get up that hill over there. Wolves. Stuff. Is heavy rain? I don't have underwear on. My hunger's going down fast. I wasn't prepared for this. Let's see though. We are at 1475. Let me double check what snow is supposed to start at. I believe that is player environment. Update. Breath. Temperature. I think I can just turn God mode on. Where is 1450? This doesn't look like it's, no, it must be the weather manager. Update if we've got heavy rain and we're above 1525. Okay, so I'm not up high enough. Yeah. It's not that far away. I'll just run for it. It never looks that far away anyway. Alright, that should have changed it into heavy snow. Very good. I've got a bunch of tier 1 common lumber for some reason. Don't think I have a lot of... I got a lot of stone. There we go. Basically, I just want to build some walls. Let's say 4 high. And let's build some floors. Look, my eyes closed. I got a funky wall built up, but yeah, I think that near snow dude, you're not gonna let me look right at him. I think that the near snow is too close. Good Lord, that's not pretty. Heavy snow is above. Yeah, I mean, that's the snow particle emitter right there. And it's like this near snow. And he's turned on right now, I believe. Heavy snow is above it. But even then, let's see. I think if I move these guys, Enviro's probably going to auto-update them. No? Alright, well, let's see if that fixes it. No, that doesn't look like it did. What's your emission shape? That looks like it should be all above the roof there. Well, just barely, though. Let's move you both up just a little bit more, see what happens. I don't believe light snow is on. How do I actually even tell? Near, light snow, light snow, light snow, heavy snow. I can't tell who's actually snowing. Maybe it's these guys though. Let's move them up to 20 as well. How come one of these guys has collision and the other does not? The near snow has collision. Collides with that. This guy doesn't though? Is that what you're telling me? World, medium. Something's still coming through. Light snow, near snow, heavy snow, near snow. Why? Who and why? They're all the same shape. Heavy is spelled wrong here. Heave snow. I'm pretty sure you're not snowing right now, right? It's these guys. Okay. Heavy snow and light snow, and you both have collision enabled. Collides with only the default. That's not acceptable, I don't think. This is layer building. That would explain some things. Collision. What about rain? Collision. This guy is set up to collide properly. This guy is set up to collide properly. Okay, so snow just plain is not set up to collide properly, it looks like. That is a problem. So let's save where we are. What to do about those new near snows? I'm assuming it's at that level it's at because it times out so quick that if you put it up too high. Sound effects, visual effects. It spawns that in runtime, huh? If you put it up too high, the snow is never actually going to make it down to the player. Or like while you're running up a hill, you're not going to be getting any snow. Particle effects. Near snow. Not using VR. Heavy snow. Light snow. None of these have collision on them. They're little prefabs here. Light rain does and is set up. Medium rain does and looks like he's set up. Storm does and looks like he's set up. Somehow I have just missed out on snow, I guess. We want it to run into water. We want it to run into trees. We want it to run into terrain, players, buildings, mobs, resources, and facilities, and world encounters, and decorations, and towns. That's a lot of stuff. can I like copy this somehow, please? Copy. Copy? No. Light snow. Collision. Let's see. I should be setting this up in runtime with like a mask somehow, probably. Just because I don't like doing this, but I guess it's only take me a minute. Terrain, player. Building, mobs. These are the physics layers. Resources, facilities, world encounters, decorations, and towns. Let's take a look at light rain. What's he got? Yeah, that looks like the same. Light snow, medium rain. Good. Near light snow. These are the guys that I want to mess with a little bit. Rain, trees, player, mobs, resources, facilities, world encounters, decorations, town, near snow once more. Then I'm going to need to double check that the settings is working for all of these. I don't quite remember how it is grabbing those. UI we don't need. Trees, terrain, player, building, mobs, resources, facilities, world encounters, decorations, towns. It should be good. Storm high quality looks good. Yeah, so I want to double check near snow high quality. He's got a speed of -2. Velocity over lifetime. It's all over the place. External forces. What is that? I don't know. Emission. Shape. There's a cone pointing down. I think that's fine for their speed. So their start speed is -2, whereas the normal snow has a speed of -3 and a duration of 3. Near snow only has a duration of 2. So it might just not be reaching the player at an acceptable rate is the only reason that is moved up. Or moved down, I believe. But he's even marked as 10. It's a funky problem, because if you just bring it all the way up, you know what I mean? If you just move the whole thing up, then the snow never actually reaches the player. Like if you do a building check and say, oh, they're in a 10-story building, move the snow up 10 stories. well then the snow's never going to reach the ground because it times out. And if you then set it to not time out, then you've got a billion snow particles that the engine is freaking out on. So if you do some kind of a patch system where it scans every 5-meter chunk to see if it can snow or not, likewise, I could do that. That's just pretty advanced just to try and get it to snow better. I'm going to start starving here. I got some carrots in here, don't I? So let's see now. Did those update properly or not? And if not, I'm going to be angry. I think we're on heavy snow, which is now colliding with mixed layers. It's good. Hi, kitty. You just sit. Why don't you just sit? Sit and be merry. There you go. What if I move this guy up? Along with this guy. Just get him up there a little bit. Still looks like they're making, well, they're actually, for the most part, they're not. Let's expand our roof a little bit. I think those are just, yeah, there are some puffs getting through though, huh? What's up with that? I think for the most part though, they're not. See, yeah, they're actually colliding. I think just kind of their colliders are in the middle. This is just like the lower bits getting through, which is, it's not preferable, but, well, let's add some walls and just, so we have got something to reference what's going on. I'm out of stone. So you see, if I've got something to look at as a background, and I've walled myself in now. The snow is not getting in here now. If I move the near snow back down to, it was at 10, that's only 10 meters. That's too small. But if we put both of these at like 20, then what's it going to look like when we're like looking down? See, now the snow's like, it looks like there's no snow beneath us when we're running down because it takes too long for it to get here. It looks fine when we're going up. And that might just be, see how there's like 0 snow now because we've gone down too fast for the snow to catch up. That's the only problem with it. I could increase the speed of the snow. I think rain is at 15. So if we had both of these at 15, hmm. 15, 25. Light rain, 20, 25. This is, yeah, the near snow is the problem. Yeah, I don't think it would look terrible. It just won't have that fluffy feeling, you know. Rain's got a speed of minus 40. So we don't have to go that extreme, but we could turn it up to, let's say we move everything up to, rain is all at 25, right? Okay, what if we move everything up to 25? Light snow, 25. Near snow, 25. 25. And let's up this to like 5. Nah, we don't want to mess with the duration too much. Light snow, we'll turn them all up to 5. And what is this actually? You have to open like a separate animation editor or something to look at this, don't you? I'm not gonna mess with that. I think that's just, not sure. Not gonna mess with it right now. Near snow HQ minus 5. Let's just see how those look. Nice looking clouds. It's cool, but I want it to snow. And what's going on? I think it's colliding. Something's not. No, one of these didn't get their height set up properly. So I don't think they're actually using those. There's probably a setting somewhere that they're reading from. Heavy snow. You're still both at that, but your speed has been increased. So let's try putting you manually at 25. And also, collision should destroy you. Radius scale, mixed, collision. Lifetime loss. I want it to die on collision. Okay, so it was bouncing on the roof is what was causing that. It should just destroy when it runs into something. So now it's faster snow, but it's higher up, so it's not going to affect buildings as much. And it still doesn't look bad. Maybe a little less soft. But again, when we run downhill, we kind of run out of range of the snow. And that's just what really bothers me. We could just do a check for the building height, even if, let's see, 5, I think this has a duration of 2 and 3. If it goes up to 30, that's too far. I think we might go ahead and set up a little raycast check. Because if these are down at like 15, then when we run downhill, we should still have snow. Yeah, and it's not as thick, but it's still snowing. And if we run uphill, likewise, it's not as thick, but it's still snowing. And then if we've got a nice little raycast, oh, even at 15, it's not hitting here though, huh? Yeah, the only problem with the speed, and of course the weather's going to change again. Is what I'm doing here, running up and down these. Did it just change again? Come on. Stop that. For example, if I put it up high and then I run down a hill, I'm going to outrun the snow. So see, it looks like it's not snowing right now. And then if I stop, the snow will catch up because the particles time out. And they just can't snow that fast. And if I put it down too low, it'll freak out when I run up. But if I turn the speed up too much, then it doesn't look like snow. It looks like sleet. And if I just try to judge by like right above the player, then like when I'm standing right here, it would drop the snow down and be snowing inside the building. If I step over here, it would lift the snow up and not be snowing inside the building, which would be better than nothing, but still, I think we're just going to have to stick with 15, which is 5 stories. I mean, that's pretty good. And then if I'm running downhill, you can still see some snow. Maybe not with your speed boost boots, but it doesn't look bad. At least you can see some. And then when you stop is when it's going full bore. That's an option too, but again, what if you're running down a staircase? Is it okay for me to force the snow closer to your head, or is that going to then start snowing through the roof? You know, there's like different scenarios that make it so that no matter what you do, you can't win, kind of really. Let's see. Didn't look like it was inputting those height values. I'm assuming that's going to be a setting. On the stuff itself. There's the positions. So 15, I believe, is acceptable. Again, that's 5 stories, so it's still going to be possible for snow to make its way into a building if the roof is not, if the roof is too high. But I think that is honestly kind of something we're just going to have to swallow for right now. This I did want to upgrade to 1. Heavy snow, light snow, collision, lifetime loss, 1. Near light snow, 1. What do you mean? I mean, you can't really, it's like I could set up something where like it watches a grid over the player, and like, as they move, like if the player's over here, then it starts to spawn from the surrounding areas, and then when they move, then it moves this one over to here, and then each one is individually running a check to see if there's a building there or not. And that's not terribly difficult, but it would take a good couple hours to really set up and test and get working. It's just kind of a question of, do we really want to spend the rest of today working on snow and rain? Yeah, it does currently. It follows the player. It's locked right onto the player, in fact. So rain is always 25 meters above the player and then just falling straight down. Buildings are 3 meters apiece, so that's an 8-story building is going to stop rain. But snow, one of them was only 10, so that's only a 3-story building. I moved it up to 15, so it should be a 5-story building now. And fixed collision. Snow actually was not colliding properly. But if we want to get more advanced than that, we'd have to start building something like this with like a grid array of particle emitters, box-shaped particle emitters. And that's, it's doable. It's just kind of weird, like when you've got, like if your roof is right here, it wouldn't be bad, but like that would stop the snow from going here. You'd have no snow here. You'd have no snow here. You'd have no snow here. But then you would have snow here. You would have snow here. And I think that's pretty acceptable. No one's going to stand here and look up and say, you know, oh, there's no snow within 2 inches of my roof. This game's garbage. But there's just absolutely no way to, in runtime, have it looking down and actually measuring each roof tile and then, you know, drawing a mesh emitter to have the snow perfectly fit just around the roof. You know, that would just be really expensive and performance eating. And yeah, there might be a day where, because I am going to go in and mess with weather eventually anyway. The whole system right now is just kind of silly, where it's got these prefabs: clear sky, cloudy, 1, 2, 3, 4, foggy, heavy rain. These are the only possible weather systems right now that I've set up, and I would just prefer a fluctuating system where it's just rain is 0 to 100, wind is 0 to 100, snow is based on elevation, you know, and it just fluctuates through that over time based on noise and location. And that's not going to be difficult. It's just not something I need to set up. Yeah, and definitely when I get to that, then it'll be location and biome based, so it won't rain in the desert. You know, as you move further into the desert, the clouds will just kind of dissipate, you know, mathematically. And as you move into the swamp, it'll be way more likely to be raining, stuff like that. It's not going to be hard. It's just not top of my list at all, you know. But actually making it so that a 100-story tower that's been hollowed out is capable of understanding that there's a roof 100,000 meters up, so that it doesn't rain inside of there, that's just kind of too specific. You know, it doesn't really improve anything. But, you know, like I did with the little paint thing there, that wouldn't be terribly difficult, and we can set that up maybe someday. But I think that this will work for now. That's definitely an improvement. I moved all the snows up to 15 instead of 10. I increased their speed a bit and fixed the collisions on all of them. So yeah, now we just need to double check that when we change the collision complexity, which is under game settings, weather collision. Update weather collisions. So it is grabbing all of them. Nope. Wait, yeah? Light rain, heavy rain. It really should just grab all of the particle systems here. Right? I'm pretty sure. Let's just rewrite this a little bit here. That's a little silly. To be doing it that way, but sometimes we write silly stuff when we're not as smart as we are now. So let's do a particle system array. Systems equals f.transform.get components in children particle systems. So this is just going to grab all of the particle systems in there. And we can use this still. And we're just going to loop through it for int I equals 0, I equals less than systems dot length, I plus plus. we'll go ahead and grab one. Oh yeah, enabled heavy rain call equals. If it's off, we'd want to just disable it, huh? Okay, so systems I dot enabled collision module. Collision dot enabled equals false. No, you don't want me to do that? Yeah, alright. It's fussy about this stuff sometimes. System, what do we want? Particle system dot collision module call equals systems I dot collision, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab it just because. Yeah, I used to do manufacturing, and people would not understand the manufacturing process, but need something manufactured, and they'd come and explain their needs, and you're like, yeah, I don't think so. Unless you got $1 million down your pants. That's not how the world works. Call dot enabled equals false, and then part dot do I not have to? Is that acceptable? I guess that works. You need to grab it. It's just a get, but that is going to be a reference, and then I'm just going to turn them all off. Okay. Otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and do this. And we're gonna do the for loop once more. And just set all of them to enabled equals true, and quality equals PSCQ. Instead of doing them all one at a time like that. That should be better and capable of grabbing everything. Yeah. Let's give that a try, make sure that it's grabbing snow properly. Oh, 1150. Yeah, we got sidetracked here with snow. But that did, it was working a lot worse than I thought it was. Can't start the scene right in the middle there. Gotta go back to the start. Sure. My cold tea. Not the best thing in the world. So still some light drifting. Do I need to churn you up to 16? Oops, not rain. Heavy snow. Still just barely poking through. 16, how about? That should be... That's 5 stories. The emission shape does go down a little bit there. And you've still got at least some snow, even when you're running almost straight down. If you're running straight down, it's not quite. It actually switched to rain there. Switch back to snow if I go up higher. You know, it's not ideal, but honestly, unavoidable to some extent. I did want to test the settings, make sure that doesn't break now that I changed it a little bit. Let's do improved, let's say actually fixed snow, not colliding with anything. Improved I guess we'll just leave it at that. So I wanted to double check the collision quality is updating properly for everything. It's going to be looking at all of the particle systems beneath this guy. So we would expect it to be at high right now and switch to medium like it did. So that's great. And yeah. Visualize bounds. I don't know what that does. What does that do? Visualize bounds. Interesting. Yeah. Cool. Radius scale. What if I put your radius scale to 1? I honestly like that better. Let me look at that. Wonder if that's more performance intensive. Oh, and I wanted to up them to 16. That's right. I think actually 15.5 would work. Just because the shape is got a scale of 1. That's still possible, isn't it? 15.6 would do it, so I might as well just go to 16. Still got a puff coming through here and there. Why is there a puff once in a while? Who do you work for? You work for Mr. Heavy Snow, who has a shape that is actually still colliding, isn't it? Why is that? Cone 111, cone shaped, scale 111, angle, radius length 5. It looks like it's definitely, it's definitely going through the floor there. Don't really want to change that, so I guess we're going to move you up a little more. Oh, and look at that. No, that's just closer is all. 17 would still not be enough, would it? Be very unlikely, and actually it would collide on spawn. So that should... oh yeah, and we didn't up the heavy snow collider size yet. Radius scale near snow. Turn you up to 1. That actually looks like it made more come through. Were those better being smaller? No, still got puffs coming through. I think those are better at 1. But we need to move you up even a little more. Still getting through there. Yeah. That's cool. It's just not applicable for something that's built in runtime. That's what you would use, like if you know that you've got this thing here, you can just add a box collider like this and scale it up like this, you know, to like encompass your house. Something like this. And then that will totally stop anything from getting inside of the trigger. And it works, and that's basically what we're doing. You know, each one of these has a box collider on it, and that's what the particles are running into, is this green outline. But again, the only problem is the player would prefer that the snow is right in his face. Like if it was right here, it would just look better. Because, you know, it's just dropping right in front of them. Because that's really their whole world, is just it follows them around and there's snow always around them. But then when they're in a building, it's still just going to keep going inside of them. So you have to move it up above some point. I think 18, still not even quite doing it. Just so that it collides with... How come that's still not... Are we on light snow? We're on heavy snow, right? Yeah, we're still on heavy snow. Do I have to move you all the way up to 19? How come you're still getting through there? It almost seems like it got worse when I changed this. Or is it because of the speed? Guess I had them at high earlier. And high, of course, works a lot better, but for some people's computers, it just doesn't work as well. Let me turn that back to 1. And I'm dying of starvation because I've been standing in the snow with no underwear on for like 20 minutes. So yeah, you want to turn collision quality up to high if you really want that to work well, but you still have the option to turn it down if your computer can't handle it. These guys are all at 0.012, huh? That seems unintuitive to me. Let's go look at the size of a rain particle. Where'd I go? Heavy rain. Where am I? Oh, I'm way over here. I want to visualize. Am I doing storm or heavy rain? I don't know. I want to visualize bounds. Yeah. Why don't I just set this to 1 though? Yeah, that's fine. Raindrops are tiny. You don't have to scale them down all crazy small. Anyway. Yeah, they're all set to world. Rain, storm. I want everybody to be at 1 for the radius scale. I think that's everybody. I'm not using VR, I'm not looking at you. Yeah, so that should improve. That. And again, we needed to move those up a little bit. Light, snow, 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 and snow. Not you. No, not you. Snow HQ, snow HQ, snow HQ. Here we go. Snow HQ. I want. Oh, that's not where they're set up. That's right. That's under these guys. Heavy snow, general settings. I'm gonna move you up to 18. And that should be good. Again. For best results, turn your collision settings up to high. Which mine are currently at, and you can see there is no snow coming through my roof whatsoever. That certainly was not working as intended though, so glad we looked into that a little bit more. Fixed snow, not colliding with anything. And let's go ahead and add improved rain and snow collision. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah, let's see, what is the default? Default is high, so if you don't mess with it, it starts at high. For some people, I mean, you can even turn the weather off if that's giving you problems. I know some people have had problems with rain in towers because it's essentially spawning like 2 or 3 floors above you. Like you're fighting monsters on this floor, and then like 2 or 3 floors above you, the rain's spawning like right there and immediately colliding with the ground above. And on really lower end systems, that sort of constant collision is hard on the CPU. I don't have a system built up for that yet. We could add like a question mark next to each of the settings. I gotta go get some lunch though. Let me just finish. Let's see. Sorry for the slow reply. Snow was not set up as intended, and I have fixed for the next patch. Rain, however, never leaks into buildings on my system. I don't honestly know what it's caused. I just double check settings and everything. I'm aluminum high, but even on low, a roofed house is not leaking for me. If anyone can provide a screenshot, video cards. Note that rain spawns at a height of 25 meters, where snow spawns at 18 meters. That means if you are standing, thank you for the follow, Leovin. If you're standing in a, like large cathedral or something with a 50-meter roof, then the rain and snow are going to spawn inside of the building. Setting up a system to recognize and deal with situations like that is, of course, possible. For example, currently each weather spawner, each weather particle emitter is a giant cylinder, small in height, large in radius, above the player. If you raise that based on the roof height at the current player's position, you will cause, for example, 50 meters in our cathedral example, you will cause the rain outside nearby windows to no longer be reaching the ground. 2, we set up a sort of grid-based system where weather is controlled, weather is spawned using multiple box-shaped emitters set up above the player, each, for example, 5 by 5 meter emitter checking for roofs, etc. at its position and adjusting itself individually would create more realistic weather have a good one, Art. Yeah. Would create more realistic weather to the effect that our 50-meter cathedral would no longer spawn rain inside of it at all, and we would still see rain outside our windows with an error margin of maximum 5 meters, but this would require a lot more processing power to constantly be checking a grid of, say, 10 by 10 or at least 5 by 5 grids around the player and judging each position height in runtime. All of these are moot in games that use static geometry because they know where everything is ahead of time. I'm not sure how a game like Arc handles it, but there are alternatives like 3 spawn a giant weather specific collider beneath any and all roof, floor, etc. structures. There's just a few hours of work testing that would need to go into any system, and I am not currently prioritizing weather improvements, though I do plan to sometime prior to version 1.0. So, I'll fix it. We'll improve it someday. Which of these paths we choose, I would need to sit down and really think it through. It would be a multiple hour process, maybe even a couple days. So, it's just not something I'm looking to work on right now. Regardless, snow will be greatly improved. Snow, let's say collision, will be greatly improved in the next patch. (18 meters) providing 18 meters with weather collision set to high, providing a definite minimum snow rain free zone of at least 5 stories above the player. Okay, I'm gonna go get some lunch. We're 17 minutes past noon, and I will be back in an hour to continue responding to comments and looking into possible problems. Not the most exciting thing, I know, but this is part of game development. I don't have a human resources department. I don't have a customer service department. So I get to do all this myself. So we'll